Hello everybody, time for my new comic book review, new series I like to call New to G.I. Joe. This is a G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, Volume 1, Reborn by Due Comics. I decided to start this one because I can't have access to the first volume of the Marvel trades. After reading this and a couple other G.I. Joe comics, that's going to quickly change because I really want to read them now. I really like this. Even though it's a very simple book. It's by Paul Jenkins, the writer and artist John A. Ryber. This is actually more of a reboot than a continuation of the 80s comics, like the early Devil Dues comics were, from what I can tell. This is pretty decent action sensory, but it's kind of short. It's very fast paced. They actually do a lot of introductions to the villains early on. At first, I was a little bit. I was like, "Oh, these were fine," but they did feel a bit short, and the Joe's ones were even shorter. Um, but it wasn't too bad. It's basically for new readers, supposed to get them up to speed. Uh, Another good thing is the art is pretty clean and ain't super messy. It's detailed and is realistic, but kind of has that slight cartoony anime style. I don't know how to best describe it, but you gotta see for yourself. And basically, it's your standard story of Cobra Commander. He's wanting to overthrow the American government, but what I kind of like is he's trying to do it not just through military might and basic terrorism, like scare tactics. He's trying to do it economically, and he's trying to control them through technology and through political manipulation, basically bribing people and placing people in certain positions in the government. And basically, what I kind of like about this is because it makes the Joes have a lot to go against and makes Cobra seem like a real threat. And my favorite part of this book was Cobra Commander himself. I kind of like the fact that it's he was a normal guy who had a pretty decent life, and then it just went to shit, and he felt like the government and society in general betrayed him, and he wants to destroy that and rebuild it. He claims because he wants to bring back to America's original principles, and he does make a point, and that's a good. That's how you can tell you have a good villain if he has a point, but he's still wrong because of the way he does it. I need to read more because I'm still not sure if 100% he actually means it or he's just trying to manipulate everyone. It could be both ways, or not. But yeah, this is a pretty decent book. I don't know if it's easy to get a hold of separate issues, or to trade. I really didn't know. I didn't look. I got this from my library. I got most of the G.I. Joe books I got from the library. Yeah, it's I got. I'm trying to get hold of stuff, but I got a couple other reviews coming in, and I'm pretty sure there's only 3 to 4 issues. It's not a big book at all. I finished this book in one sitting. It's, like I said, very fast paced. Also, it doesn't try to cram a lot of Joes in like you think it would. It has Duke, Scarlet, Lady J, Stalker, I'm remember correctly, Beachhead, Roadblock, Rock and Roll, and of course it has Snake Eyes in. I mean, he's on the cover. He's the most popular Joe. But yeah, it's a very streamlined, good for new readers. Good, especially for me who's never really read a G.I. Joe comic before. Well, I did read one, but I didn't really care for it. I didn't really like it. G.I. Joe versus Street Fighter, or G.I. Joe X Street Fighter, from it was called, by IDW. It was alright, but it wasn't the best introduction to the Joes. I mostly got it because I wanted to read a Street Fighter comic. And my library then has just like G.I. Joe, there's not many Street Fighter comics, so I didn't have much access to. But after reading this, I'm going to try and track down the Joe issues that my library doesn't have. I really want to read them now. Especially after reading the next book I'm going to probably be reviewing in this new series of New G.I. Joe. I'll it. The next book I plan on reviewing is Snake Eyes Declassified, also by Devil's Due, which is supposed to be like a huge overview of Snake Eyes history up until like the first issue of G.I. Joe. So I'm gonna read that. I'm hoping y'all like it, and I hope more people check out the series. I'm really want to get this channel to grow. Be honest, this is more like a hobby though. I really don't want to make this like a huge thing, but I'm pretty much wanting to at least get a couple more subscribers. And have a nice day, and see you next review.